Mexicans don't like blacks, my guy.
The same girl that was scratching my car, she literally told me that they are taught that they are better than us. They are taught to always keep us down because they are just one level above us. So if they help us come up, then that means that they are on the bottom. This girl told me that they are taught that even if a person who looks like me has a degree and they don't, they are still better than us. This is what this Latina girl told me that they're taught in their community.
Black people, what makes you think that Mexicans are gonna come running to y'all for help? What for? Y'all black people can't even help yourselves.
David Gregory is a Missouri lawmaker who has pre-filed legislation that would make it legal for Missouri residents to round up undocumented people that they think is undocumented and receive a $1,000 bounty for doing so.
Don't promise anybody. Don't promise anybody anything if you know you can't.
For some reason, society feels like that they have the authority over people who look like me to tell us what to think, how to wear our hair, what to fight for, when to be quiet, etc.
People, get ready to rumble. You have to watch this video. I never knew there was so much tension between Latinos and black people in America. This deportation has brought the tension to the surface. Let's give credit to all the persons' video that I've compiled here. Let's ride into the video. Oh, it's tense.
Help me! Help me!
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know Donald Trump wish he could deport us African Americans. If he could figure out how to get rid of our black of this country, he would. But the problem is that we spend too much money. We make too much of his friends too much money. Yeah, I got fries. Oh shit. Ketchup. Fat. Black shit. But anyway, yeah, we make them too much money. If he could figure out what country in Africa to send our ass back to, I swear to God he would. But yeah.
Why is no one talking about the fact that they want to sentence undocumented immigrants to life in prison without the possibility of parole or probation if they knowingly enter and remain in the state of Mississippi? And it's not just that. They also want to offer a $1,000 payment to individuals whose tips lead to the arrest and deportation of an undocumented immigrant. Before I continue, please share this video to help spread the word. Mississippi's House Bill 1484 introduces a felony offense called trespass by an illegal alien, punishable by life in prison without the possibility of parole. The bill was proposed by a Republican state representative, of course, named Justin Keene. The bill would also introduce the Mississippi Illegal Alien Certified Bounty Hunter Program, which would offer $1,000 payments to certified bounty hunters for assisting in the deportation of undocumented immigrants. This bill is just so horrible and not enough people are talking about it, so...
Hello, TikTok. I am a little emotional right now. I am a teacher in Mississippi. I have Hispanic students. Yesterday, my Hispanic students were not present. Today, one of my students came back. When it was time for parent pickup, their parents were not the ones that picked them up. I'm sure that they didn't really know the people that picked them up, but they were told that somebody different would pick them up today.
To be honest, Latinos cannot say that all black people don't like them. Look at how this lady spoke about her students who didn't show up.
My name is Africa, and I am from South Texas. I was raised in Texas majority of my life. I'm a 46-year-old Obviously, you see my complexion, woman. I have 2 adult daughters, and I have 2 grandsons. I'm speaking today on the subject of the mass exodus. I'm not one that jumps on bandwagons and usually addresses current events and all of that stuff, but I feel the need to speak on this subject. You know, I see a lot of videos telling women of my persuasion that we're supposed to, that somehow we should be obligated to fight for these people being allowed to stay here. And I want to voice my stance on this, as well as share my experiences. My stance is that, number one, us BLK women aren't obligated to fight for anyone other than our own children. And if you think about it, a lot of us BLK women don't even fight for other BLK women. So why y'all expect us to stand up and fight for something that has nothing to do with us? It's beyond me. For some reason, society feels like that they have the authority over people who look like me to tell us what to think, how to wear our hair, what to fight for, when to be quiet, etc. And in case you all didn't know, in case you've never heard it, let me be the first to tell you that even when the world tries to control our speech, we have always been free to think freely. I have an Afro-Latino grandson. My mother was born and raised in Harlingen, Texas, which is a hop, skip, and a jump from the Mexico border. My mother spoke fluent Spanish, so did my father. I have a brother who's half white, but looks Hispanic. And he gets doors open to him because they think that he is one of him. In this area that I live in, it's predominantly Hispanic. The Hispanics here run things like the YT people normally do, you know, in the rest of the country. But, you know, I have a brother, like I said, he gets opportunities, and he's told me they think that he's one of them. So he gets doors open to him that would normally be open to him if he was just a tad bit darker. I had 2 women in my life, 2 Latina women who actually stood up for me. I had an incident where I got fired from a company. They fired me because I was the best. They fired me because I went beyond quota, because they saw that the production levels that they had laid out were subpar. And so the Hispanic women who were in management in that job came together and came against me to get me fired. And I got fired. So I filed a complaint with the EEOC. I sued. They settled. I can't speak about the name of the company. I'm not going to do that. I said all that to say that there were 2 Hispanic women, 2 Latina women at that company who stood for me, who wrote depositions, who I personally feel like had they not done that, that it may not have went that way, you know. And even if it did, I appreciate them nonetheless. Yet, I realize, based on how the situation unfolded, you got these group of Latina women that can't stand me just because I defy everything that they were taught about my people. But then you had these other 2 that were willing to stand up for what was right. I had a neighbor. I got a brand new car, and this girl, who was not born here, mind you, would scratch up my vehicle. I went through all kind of stuff. I'm the only BLK woman in this section of the apartments that I live in. None of those people went to management and spoke on my behalf. None of those people stood up for me. They all thought it was funny as they destroyed property that I worked for, that I didn't ask anybody for. 25 years ago, in my early 20s, I was a dancer. And us BLK women, we used to go down to the valley, down to the cities close to Mexico, to dance, because they liked, you know, our kind of women, because they were rare. We would go down there, you know, to work because we were a rare commodity to them. And they would be willing to spend all kind of money on us as long as we were willing to be their playthings. But when it came to actually wifing some of us, or standing up for some of us, or even opening other doors for more positive opportunities, yeah, no, that didn't happen. Let me back up. The same girl that was scratching my car, she literally told me that they are taught that they are better than us. They are taught to always keep us down because they are just one level above us. So if they help us come up, then that means that they are on the bottom. This girl told me that they are taught that even if a person who looks like me has a degree and they don't, they are still better than us. This is what this Latina girl told me that they're taught in their communities. You expect us to stand up and fight for your cause, knowing that your cause will keep us on the bottom, knowing that keeping you ahead, uplifting you, will keep us down.
It's getting hot in here. Hold on to your hats. And people, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Lately, I have seen a lot of videos of black people making fun of Mexicans for what's happening right now with Mexican people. I have also seen black people make videos talking about Mexicans. Don't come to us for help because we're not helping. First of all, Mexicans are not alone. They have Honduran people, they have Salvadorian people, they have Guatemalan people, they have Nicaraguan people, and a whole bunch of other countries that are willing to join forces with the Mexican people. Black people, what makes you think that Mexicans are gonna come running to y'all for help? What for? Y'all black people can't even help yourselves. That's wild. Mexican people are hardworking people. Mexican people stick together. They make it work. That's the total opposite of a black person. You want to call me racist? Go right ahead. I'm just keeping it real. Like I said, Mexican people are not alone. They have all of us. What makes you think that a Mexican will say, oh, okay, well, we have the blacks. Let's go to them. Come on now. Y'all don't even trust each other. What makes you think that a Mexican will trust you if you don't even trust your brother? Get your popcorn ready and watch how Mexicans make this work.
As the old folks used to say, you got to take the good with the bad. You know, and I see all these so-called minorities and people of color that when they came here, y'all jumped on the bandwagon of keeping us down. Y'all thought it was funny and cool to disrespect us. Y'all can disrespect, adopt, appropriate, and even annihilate our culture. But we can't even study y'all's for any reason without y'all turning up y'all's noses at us. Like I said, my mom, my dad, and my grandma spoke fluent Spanish. One day my mom was in the store buying something and she pulled out her money out of here because that's where she would keep her money. And these two Latino women started speaking in Spanish and laughing and talking about her, talking about where she keeps her money. She turned around and told them in Spanish, yeah, because I left my purse in the car. They looking all crazy and looking crazy and mad at her. And some of them getting mad because you speak the language. So y'all can do everything when it comes to our culture. But for whatever reason, we choose to learn certain things so that we can survive, so that we can protect ourselves, so that we can know when we are in danger. Y'all look down upon us. Hispanic people, Latino people, y'all have a whole country and family and friends that look out for each other. Some of y'all even have told us if we don't like being at the bottom of the barrel, then go back to Africa. First of all, most Africans have jumped on that bandwagon with the world and looked down upon us BLK Americans too. We as a people have been so downtrodden that we can't even trust our own. But even more important to mention is the fact that this is our land. We built it. Yet if we ask for help, we're told that we're lazy. We're told to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, knowing damn well that somebody has stole our shoelaces and our boots. Latino people talk about how y'all stick together and black people don't. You know, I've heard y'all say that. It's true. It's true. But y'all love to talk about that. Y'all love to put that in our faces. Keep that same energy. Stick together on that, concept. Continue to stick together and expect us to not to stick together. Like y'all have been speaking into the universe this whole time. See, because I ain't got no abuela that I can call. I ain't got nobody, even in Africa, there's nobody sending money home to me. We don't have any of that. All we got is us. Not even us. All we got is the Most High individually. That's all we got. That's all I got. Let me say that because all I can do is speak for myself. That's all I got. I can't even call people who I share DNA with. All I have is the Most High.
People, do you want some more? Do you agree with what she just said?
So ICE is now doing raids in Puerto Rico, in the Dominican neighborhood in San Juan, Barrio Obrero. And I lived in Barrio Obrero for 7 years. So para mí es mi comunidad. And I just spoke to my vecina over there and she told me she went to Barrio Obrero today and completamente desolado. Todos los negocios cerrados. It breaks my heart because Barrio Obrero was the first place I lived in Puerto Rico. And the USA may have been low-key ignoring Puerto Rico for a long time. Puerto Rico kind of flies under the radar over a lot of shit because we're like the forgotten redheaded stepchild that they don't give a fuck about. So Puerto Rico is used to basically being ignored. But guess what? They're not gonna ignore us forever. And the shit that goes on in the USA, in the States, is coming for Puerto Rico. Like the gentrification that we are witnessing with the gringos just buying up all of our land. And now also with the crazy US policies like mass deportation is now also coming to Puerto Rico. This is why people are like, oh, I don't know, you New Yorkers, you're even more militant than I am, a Boricua from Puerto Rico. Yes, I am more militant than you. You want to know why? I grew up in the belly of the beast. I grew up inside the empire. I understand how it operates even better than you do. So let me tell you something, Puerto Rico, USA is coming for us here on the island.
Listen to what you're asking us to do. We shed blood and tears for meager rights and freedom that we have, and the majority of the world feels like it's okay to belittle our struggles. Y'all for reparations for the ish people. Y'all co-sign that. But with us, y'all quick to say get over it, or nobody alive these days were enslaved. You know, science about 12, 13 years ago has just admitted, because they've been knowing, I say admitted for a reason, that memories are passed down. That's right, look it up. Memories are passed down. So we inherited our ancestors' struggle. We inherited their memories of being heinous things being done to them. We inherited that hurt. We inherited that pain. We inherited that rejection. We inherited the ridicule. We carried it then, and we still carry it today. We inherited the fact that our credit scores are automatically lowered because of the color of our skin. The houses that we live in are deemed worth less because of the color of our skin. We inherited all of that. Education and qualifications deemed less because of the color of our skin. Yet our Latina and Latino brothers and sisters come over here and get whole homes and businesses without the credit score, SSN, or all these other things that were created to deem us as a people, as these people, unworthy.
All those people that was talking down on black Americans, saying that they didn't have no power in this country, and the white man this and the white man that, and Wabo, Wakata, and Jareer, and all types of other slurs that y'all say towards us. Now y'all crying. Look who's crying now. Now everybody crying and shit. Y'all want us to get involved. We not getting involved. And don't ask the black women either, because they said they was on vacation. So I don't know what y'all gonna do.
Give me your honest feedback. Should black people get involved in this Latino deportation situation?
So in conclusion, as I said earlier, there were 2 Latina women, and there were other people of various races in my life that have done for me and that have stood up for me. And if they were illegal, yes, I would house and hide them too and their family because of what they did for me. I do unto others as I want them to do unto me. Everybody knows the golden rule. And because y'all chose to ridicule, to not help as a whole, I know it's not everybody. Don't tell me about what happened in the American-Mexican War, because I know all of that. I do unto others as they have done to me. So, even those that I share blood with, that are mixed, there's some that have never done anything for me. And if put in a position to ask them, I doubt they would. Yeshua said, who is my mother? Who is my brother? But them that do the will of him who sent me. So I don't care whether we share blood or not. I do unto others as they have done unto me. And if you apply the golden rule, and all of you other people, nations of people, are honest with yourselves, you know that us choosing to sit this out is just doing unto others as they have done unto us. As a kid, they ask you what you want to be when you grow up. And my first answer was that I wanted to be a police officer. Then as I grew older, I wanted to be a lawyer. Then a little bit older, I wanted to be a judge. And then the final thing, before entering adulthood, I said I wanted to be the first BLK woman president. That's because as an adult, I came to realize that what I was saying in childhood, or what I was feeling, is that I believed in fairness, justice, law, and order. I believed, standing up for what is right. So nobody is saying that we don't like or Hispanic and people. Or let me say, I'm not saying that I don't like that, because I can only speak for me. I'm not saying, don't take away from this video that I don't like you. Because like I said, my family is a rainbow coalition. I even have aunts, great aunts, who still live down in the valley, who married great uncles, who don't speak English. These women don't speak English. I have cousins down there that are mixed. But I know that those who look like they ain't, they get more doors open for them than the cousins who look like they are. But we're simply telling y'all that we know that majority of y'all don't like us. And that y'all have never had us fooled. Scriptures tell us in Proverbs 14:12 that there's a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of unalive. So don't ask me to choose the path that seems right, but goes against divine order and judgment. Nowhere in the law is there a statute of limitation on illegal immigrants. Same way a rapist and an unaliver can commit a crime 30 years ago and get convicted of it today, it's the same logic applies. There's no statute of limitation. So stop crying and saying, Ebuela was here for 30 years, or this person was here for 25 years, and they did this and they did that. As if that's supposed to give them a pass to continue committing crime. Because I see it like this. They have been here for 30 years and not paying taxes, benefiting off the things that my ancestors and me and my children still pay. They benefit from a system that me and my children and my descendants still are paying into. While they could just come over here and freeload and give us the big FU. And we're supposed to be sorry. We're supposed to feel sorry because y'all are finally being brought to justice? That's insanity. So I'm going to say, pray to the same God that we had to pray to and depend on for our freedom and deliverance. Ask the Most High to show you the way that is truly right and not the one that seems right. And it just might shock you.
Hallelujah. Show glory. Hallelujah. If y'all got illegals in your town, listen, do your part. Do your part. You call ICE too. Listen, we got all of us, every single American citizen, we all have to do our part. We gotta help these Border Patrol police get these people out of here.
Myself and other people commented on that video and asked, how are you gonna know who is an undocumented immigrant and who is not? And himself and everyone in that comment section stated that if you look Hispanic and you speak Spanish, that will suffice and that will be enough for them to call ICE on you. Everyone in that comment section stated that they will be calling ICE on people who look Hispanic and speak Spanish if they see them at the grocery store, at Home Depot, out on the streets, at work. Many of them were commenting that they already went out to the store. They submitted over 20 ICE reports on random people that they saw walking around the store. A lot of them stated, just go to Home Depot, start targeting all of them. And more people asked, well, how do we know who to call ICE on? These individuals clearly stated, again, if they look Latino or Hispanic, if they have an accent, or if they speak Spanish, call ICE. I myself am a Latina who is a U.S. citizen. Parents are U.S. citizens. I am so disgusted because I already know that everyone in the Latino community will be harassed and profiled. It does not matter if you're a citizen. It does not matter if you were born here. It does not matter if you're third generation Latino American. You will be profiled too. You will be stopped and harassed even several times a day. You will be at the grocery store with your children and they will stop you, detain you, harass you, question you until you show them documents. And a lot of people are saying, well, it does not bother me if they stop me. I'll just show them my ID. So you're really okay with being harassed at work, at the grocery store, while you're with your children. You're okay with them constantly coming to your door. You're okay with these people stopping you, harassing you, possibly several times a day, even though you're a U.S. citizen. They literally stopped a U.S. citizen who is a military veteran, detained him, harassed him. He showed them his military ID and they questioned the validity of the ID. They thought the ID wasn't real. Like I said, this may even happen to us several times a day.
You know, far too often that driving while black in America is a real phenomenon. And it's a real phenomenon that just doesn't lead to injustice, that just doesn't lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, but far too often, black people who are confronted by police for driving while black end up dead.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.
Sun is shining, the weather